I'm not paid to think. Okay. Whilst working in a job that I'd been doing for 15 years, the company brought in a freshly manufactured degree-waiving manager. Any problems within the production area, I was always called in to troubleshoot for them and get things moving again. Mr. Fuckwittery, the new manager, asked me what I was doing one day, and I told him that I was just thinking how to resolve a recurring issue in production. His response was, "We don't pay you to think, get back to your own job." Okay, Mr. Fuckwittery, on my way. QMC. 2 hours later, I get a call from the production supervisor asking for help as line 6 was down. Again. Sorry, Steve, call the Mr. Fuckwittery, he's in charge, and apparently I'm not paid to think. Tannoy goes calling me to the office. Mr. Fuckwittery is a rare shade of red with anger. Informs me that I need to go sort out the issue in production. Sorry, sir, I can't do that as I don't get paid to think, and leave his office. Smiling all the way back to my department. Line in production is shut down for 2 whole shifts with people standing around scratching their heads. MD comes to visit the next day and wants to know why the line is off. Maintenance guy tells him he can't understand why it won't work properly. MD says, "Has Tom had a look for you?" Maintenance guy says Tom won't come over because apparently he's not paid to think. MD says, "Who the hell said that to him?" Maintenance guy tells him Mr. Fuckwittery told him that when he had just helped us out the other day. MD calls Mr. Fuckwittery to the line and tells him that I'd been with the company since he founded it, and I know more about this production facility than the people who designed it. And WTF are you doing telling long-term staff that they're not paid to think? MD calls me to ask if I can help out as a favor to him. I came across and spent 5 minutes realigning a couple of sensors, and the line was restarted. MD takes me to lunch, offers me an extra $150 a week, and tells me that the only person I answer to in future is him and him only. To this day, that manager still scowls whenever I see him around. Edit. Apologies for being long-winded and any grammatical or spelling errors. But TBH, I don't care. Edit. Part 2. For the people who don't know what a managing director is. MD. Mr. Fuckwittery is a rare shade of red with anger. A rare shade fucking got me good, ha 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 ha. To this day, that manager still scowls whenever I see him around. By what miracle does he still work for your company? I was expecting the owner to fire him within 15 minutes of your story ending. Now you do get paid to think. Edit. Apologies for being long-winded and any grammatical or spelling errors. But TBH, I don't care. Nor should you. Great story. I love seeing these shiny arse degree-waving twerps get their comeuppance. Disclosure. I have a degree. Information systems. But there is no way I would wander into any new environment and immediately start pissing on a smoothly working system. Now, if it were broken, and I was being asked to fix it, I would start by asking around. Not telling people they're not paid to think. Who the hell knows the place better than those on the front line? And who has the better ideas on how to fix it, and in the process make their job easier? My co-worker's husband is an SGT in the National Guard. E5. She was telling me that he has some new staff in his area and he is supposed to train them. No problem. Well, one of the newbies is the daughter of an E7. And she went and cried to Daddy when she was told to do something. Daddy comes over and says, "SGT. My daughter said you told her to do something." He looked at him and replied, "Yes, I did." Daddy just looked at his daughter and then said, "Okay," and left. Daddy is the same rank as the other. Just a higher pay grade. So he had no authority at all in this situation. As a recent retiree, this gives me a massive grin. Never cross the old dudes who have knowledge of the old ways. This is just beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Weird how the MDs never make the managers apologize, opting to let the issue fester below the surface for years. Really unhealthy. Has the line, "You are not paid to think," ever not backfired? Can I please come work with your MD? Though shame it took such a disaster for him to realize he was underpaying you $150 a week. Extra $150 a week? That's crazy. Your malicious compliance really paid off, literally. Nice. Gotta love the babies who think their pieces of paper mean more than actual years and years and years of experience. MC towards them is my favorite kind. This was beautiful fucking and a raise that's poetic. I can't imagine ever saying that to an employee, even if I hated them. WTF. Well played, sir. Well played. I absolutely love this. I'm a chemist for a large company and it amazes me how many times engineers don't know enough to listen to operators. This reminds me of an old Canadian saying, "Keep your dick in a vice." Canada. I was told this once a couple years ago by a washed-up consultant who couldn't cut anything more than lines on the rig, so he got a gig in completions. Been working in plumbing and fitting for 20 years. But I'm the idiot for saying to shut in the well and vac out the line to the separator. Isolate. And then vac the line to the tanks. Nope. Buddy knows best. Starts draining the line by cracking open a union. 5 gallons pail at a time and manually dumping them into a 100 gallons holding tank. Not figuring in fluid compression plus distance, making for about 650 gallons of fluid in the lines in shack. He then figures he needs positive airflow into the line to get faster flow and has us pull a plug. Yup. Line still had plenty of back pressure and now there's a cube of oil across the snow in the shack. And my crew. This is of course my fault as we aren't paid to think. But now he needs that vac truck out for cleanup. The kicker. He designed the piping rack and failed to install any drain points and controls, which are a regulatory standard. Could have solved all these issues. But he told the other crew that did the initial install the same thing. Proud of you, bud. You mean Mr. Fuckwittery is still there? He wasn't embarrassed enough to get the message and leave? Might be time to start tightening the screws. Listen, Mr. F. I know we got off on the wrong wavelengths. But that should be past by now. If you can't stop getting butthurt every time you see me, maybe you should consider some other professional behaviors and how you relate to other people. Capiche? If you don't capiche, I suggest some serious personal introspection.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.